Let me first of all say that the idea of bringing people from outside the country to destabilize wasn't, I didn't say they brought people to destabilize. What I said was that the idea, they actually brought people into the country with the intention that those people will come and vote for them. I think you understand? And they never realized, they never knew, they were never convinced that they were going to win that election because PDP was very, very strong on ground. So the fear was that they were going to lose the election. So the only thing they could do was to bring in people who could serve as mercenaries to come and win elections for them through the back door. But when the new PDP came on board and joined them and to form the APC and won the election, they didn't know what to do with those people. And in the process, those people became uncontrollable. Many people have spoken about that. You've mentioned a name now, although I hate to mention names. You've mentioned a name now. You've mentioned El Rufai. He talked about them.
Good afternoon, everyone. The first day of May is today, 2025. Now, this is an important video that I would like everyone in Nigeria to watch. This is a very interesting video, but it's so dangerous. This is a video we know about. The information in this video is something that we know about, okay? Now, the man that is talking is a Baraji. I used to know him as Baraji, okay? He's a northerner, and he is in the process of explaining that PDP will still win election if they want PDP to win. He started explaining how Tinubu, Buhari, and some APC folks committed treason in the year 2014-2015. They imported foreigners who will help them to rig the election. And he said when Kondasari killed them, Atiku, Dino Mandaye, when they dumped Jonathan to enter APC, so those people they imported from outside the country, they did not use them again because people who joined APC was enough for them to win an election. And they don't know what to do with those criminals again that they brought. And that is it. Do you now understand why they used to tell you that all these Fulanis are global citizens? Do you understand why they don't kill them, they don't do anything against them? We are living in illusion. Nigeria is just living in falsehood. This is not a country. So I want you to pay attention. This video worth your data, okay? I want you to pay attention and watch this video to understand the reason why I always come here to tell you the reality. People won't tell you all these things. And people will not, mainstream media who are interviewing this man, they will not bring out this part for people to hear. They won't bring it out for people to hear. But we listen and we judge. Take your time and listen to this video.
Member of the PDP, which is one of the strongest opposition party in the country. Anybody can say anything he likes or he wishes. Politics is about dreams. It's about aspirations. Politics is about wish. And so the wish of anybody is his own personal, consumption. And if the APC is saying what they are saying, according to what you said, I think that's their wish. Then the opposition, to remember, are there. They are not just sleeping. In spite of what you call the gale of defection, as far as I'm concerned, defection or no defection, the PDP is still a party that is very strong on ground as an opposition party. And as far as the defection of the Delta, state governor and the team and the concern, we have put that one behind us in PDP, and we are looking forward. So it depends on the wish and aspiration of everybody in whatever party. And the ruling party has a right to say whatever they want to say. But the oppositions are not sleeping. In 2014 and now, well, there are some comparisons you may draw, but they are totally different. The movement of the then new PDP was based on ideology, was based on principles, was based on the desire and aspirations of the people that moved. Remember, many of us that moved that time, there were governors, serving governors, there were former governors, there were serving senators, And there was somebody like me who was a former national secretary and a former national chairman. So, and you know, politicians, we have aspirations. So what will we say we wanted that we have not had in PDP at that time? But because our members, because our people were not having the result of what we canvassed for vote for, then we decided to dialogue with the leadership of the party that time and the president of that time, and that was President Jonathan, that our people were not getting the dividends. Our manifestos canvassed for vote through, you know, some promises to the people. But our people were not getting these promises. And like PDP, we are not just there for our own, on our own. We are not there to serve ourselves. We are there to serve our people. It's the People's Party. That was the principle. That was the main shoot of the disagreement. And we went ahead to discuss with the leadership of the party, and we brought in, a lot of discussions, here, back and forth with the president. I remember very well, Dr. Abachi, although you are a passive observer from a distance, there were a lot of meetings here and there with Mr. President and the group, the new PDP. We came up with about 9, reasons or 9 items on the agenda that once our 9 points on the agenda were satisfied, which none of them has to do with anybody, except with the few 1 or 2 governors who have been unnecessarily and unreasonably suspended by the then national chairman. So all the reasons we gave were based on principles. All the reasons we gave were based on the wish and the welfare of our people. We started with those 9 reasons. We came down to 5 after dialoguing. And at the end of the day, we even came down to 1. That's compromise. That's sacrifice. This took about 4 months, if you recollect. And when we even came down to compromise 8 out of 9 reasons and said the president should just do 1 and we shall come back to the party, that one was not done. So we had reason to go. The present Gael of Defections have no reasons. They were unreasonable, but that's their own reason anyway. As far as the latest defection, the Delta State is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, I think the leaders of PDP have put that one behind us. And we are overflogging the matter. Well, what we are trying to do now is to look ahead and see what is possible. Then looking at the possibility of parties coming together to work. Yeah, it is possible. Very, very possible. We had it that time. And I want to build my chest at this moment that it was the possible merger of other political parties that brought in APC. And as a matter of fact, it was the merger of the new PDP then that came in with 5 governors, larger than any other group, that gave the ticket to APC, even if it was not recognized by the then president, Buhari. That kind of. And instead of having a pat on our back for it, all our discussions, all our agreements were violated, were not followed. And that was the reason why we came back. We quickly retraced our step. We realized that they were not the kind of people that we can work with. Okay, there are other ways of defeating APC or any party in power. It's not necessarily by actually coming together with many parties. All right, the comparison that I'm drawing is to let you see why some of us left in 2014 and why we came back. And we had grievances. The party called us for discussions. People that are defecting now have no group. They didn't tell the party they were defecting. They didn't tell the party was doing anything wrong with them. They didn't tell the party that they have grievances. Okay. So that's why the party was shocked. But as of now, the party has gotten over the shock and we are moving forward. Let me first of all say that the idea of bringing people from outside the country to destabilize wasn't, I didn't say they brought people to destabilize. What I said was that the idea, they actually brought people into the country with the intention that those people will come and vote for them. I think you understand? And they never realized, they never knew, they were never convinced that they were going to win that election because PDP was very, very strong on ground. So the fear was that they were going to lose the election. So the only thing they could do was to bring in people who could serve as mercenaries to come and win elections for them through the back door. But when the new PDP came on board and joined them and to form the APC and won the election, they didn't know what to do with those people. And in the process, those people became uncontrollable. I mean, many people have spoken about that. You've mentioned a name now, although I hate to mention names. You've mentioned a name now. You've mentioned the El-Rufai. I mean, he talked about them. There were other people who are in APC now, who are strong members of APC now, serving at top positions, who also spoke about that. It was not only me. So that was exactly what. But to me, the scenario or the dynamics have changed. And what has changed the dynamics? What were the problems on ground that time? Are they still there, or they are not there? What was the economy of the country by 2014-15, by the time APC was coming on board? What is it now? What was it when the idea of Emilio came on board? What is happening now? I mean, the strength of the economy of the country. What is it now? Are we any better? These are questions we should ask ourselves. And then as a party, these are questions we go to the boardroom to ask ourselves and to give answers to how to make it better. And definitely I know we have the answers. It was not like this in 2014-15. And you know it for sure that if we have gotten the opportunity to continue, things will not be like this. As bad as it is now, I'm sure if the PDP comes in, if we are given the opportunity to come in, it will not be as bad or from bad to worse as it is now. It's an issue. Insecurity is an issue all over the world nowadays. But it was not as escalated as it is today, right? Which means enough attention or enough solution has not been has not been given to the issue of security in Nigeria. One will have thought that one of the cardinal, answers to the problems Nigerians have is to solve the insecurity first. But it's going from bad to worse. So the insecurity is not isolated to Nigeria. It's a national thing, but I think if the PDP get there, PDP will do far, far better than what is happening now. There are many, many problems to be solved, and we have started solving the problem. It might not be open now, but by the time the results are coming out, I think members and the general public, the entire Nigerians will be happy to have a very strong opposition. First of all, Dr. Abati, it is not the practice, it's not the tradition, of people like us to come and, openly tell you the strategies that the PDP is going to use to solve the problem. But you know very well that where we have a lot of better heads, solutions is not very far from such area. First of all, we have removed panic because we have gotten over the shock of Delta. I must confess it was a shock because where you don't have any quarrel, you don't have any cause to say that any member or a group of people are complaining, suddenly they just wake up one day and say they are going. You get a shock, fine. But we've gotten over the shock. And what some of us are telling ourselves in the PDP is that enough is enough. Let's stop talking about the defection in Delta. Now we sit down in roundtable, and you can see what our governors have done within the last 3 days. And that's to tell you that we are moving forward. And one step after the other. We cannot say we cannot say we are changing the leadership of the party, we are resolving the problem in the leadership, particularly in the area of the secretaryship, and at the same time put up people to be suspended or put up people to be disciplined in one way or the other. We have to move one out. These problems do not come in one day.